But Sunday, yesterday, is my birthday. I turned 50. Holy smokes, I stopped celebrating back. I always say this, I stopped celebrating when I was 33. For whatever reason, 33 sticks in my mind of just that year of like, okay, I'm finally an adult, right? So. Back in the commercial. Today is August 12th. Happy Monday, everybody. Long weekend. I haven't been in here since Thursday working on the anniversary gift. So I'm going to work on that today. And I'm going to do another stain on the support piece of wood that has a little heart on the bottom. So I got to do a second coat on there. I may do a third coat on the letters too, or at least on the tops, because that's where snow and stuff's going to probably settle on for a little bit, you know, as it melts off during the winter time. So maybe a third coat on that for those signs. And then, so Friday, didn't do a whole lot. Went into town. Janee had to work for a few hours on Fridays. That's her short day. And I went ahead and did some Lowe's and grocery shopping, errands. Look at this. I got some of this spool of wire, 500 feet, $77. It was on clearance. Regular price, $166. Sweet deal. It's a number 10, which I guess is good for 30 amps. So I can use this for when we do hang up these split units, which we still have after a couple of years. They've been sitting down here because we got a good deal with them. We got 2 split units, so we could hang that. And now that we're working on that back area, maybe be able to do it here in another month or so. Just get them out of the way even if it doesn't have a true final connection yet. I got to get this the quick pulls, I guess they call them. I got to get one for each unit. And I saw them there, but I'm just going to get them when we get closer to getting them done. They're only like $17. But anyway, this wire was on clearance. This was the last one. That's a sweet deal. In fact, even half of that amount was like $100. So 77 for 500 feet is pretty good. And obviously I can use it. It's really thick though, a little bit harder to work with bending the ends and stuff like that. But that'll be good for the air conditioner, and we could use it for other things. I may even use this wire to run to the Coke machine, because the Coke machine, I was going to do 20 amp on that one for that compressor. And then I got these hooks. So for the anniversary gift with the letters, I'm going to use these hooks. These were like $5 each. So it's twice as much money versus doing the eye hook with the little quick link on it. And here's quick links. So instead of 2 packages, I only had to buy 1, because I'm going to use quick links to connect the pole down to the chain. And then the chain will just fit in here, and then I could screw this down to the letter. But these look cooler, so it's worth paying double. It just looks nicer with these. And it's just letters, so it should hold, because it didn't say what the weight limit is on this, but it should hold fine. And I got 1 1/4 of these straps for conduit. And what I'm going to try is to bend the ends and try to pinch them together so it's a full loop, and pinch them together, and then paint these, and that way this would hold to the pole. Since the pipe that I'm using is 1 inch, but a 1 inch strap just won't bend over enough, so I'm hoping this will bend completely over. We'll try it. I'll try it with 1, and then if it works, I'll set them all up. If it doesn't work, the other resort I was going to go to is just making our own, like we did on Tarlo's sign for the doghouse when we did that project, and just make my own little straps that wrap around. Okay, so what else? Saturday, didn't do a whole lot. Did house chores and all. But Sunday, yesterday, it's my birthday. I turned 50. Holy smokes, I stopped celebrating back. I always say this, I stopped celebrating when I was 33. For whatever reason, 33 sticks in my mind of just that year of like, okay, I'm finally an adult, right? So, but anyway, we didn't do anything. We didn't do any party. We didn't host, like, throw parties or nothing up here. I used to do that a lot, like big parties, big poker parties for like Texas Hold'em tournaments. Get like 30 people like playing, just for fun money kind of stuff. Those are good times. I do miss playing poker. We used to do that quite a bit down there in the valley. So yesterday I smoked brisket all day, and it was a long, starting at 7:30 is when I put it on. I finally got it out around 9:30 at night, so at 14 hours. On that too, yesterday, nice chill day. It was great, just to relax. Watched a movie, watched some TV, listened to music, drink a couple of brewskis, watch NASCAR. I was able to watch NASCAR yesterday. It was a 2-week break when it was Olympics for the last 2 weeks, so the race was kind of boring, honestly, until the last 3 laps, and then it just, holy smokes, it was a crazy ending. But so that was kind of like, watched it but not watched it, is more background until those last 30 laps or so, and then the last 3 were really cool. But during that time, we also got rain. Holy smokes, so much rain, thunder, lightning. It was beautiful. It cooled everything down, way down. It was awesome. So much rain, probably the most I've seen in one dump for a couple of years. And we were supposed to get rain yesterday, like according to the forecast for all week. And then yesterday morning, nothing, like 15% all day, and then maybe 20% at 6 o'clock. This started around 4 o'clock. Bam! It was crazy. So with that said, I'm going to go back. I haven't been behind the building when we're doing this last project, just to see how things kind of held up. So let's go check it out and see if there's any damage or anything. Looks good. Yay, no damage. Our plants, I was just saying too, I gotta water these plants, but not now. Holy smokes. In fact, I think we got 2 inches of rain because we had this little pool out there on our deck for the dog, and it was dry, and there was about 2 inches of rain after that. A couple hours of rain coming down. So yeah, plants look good. Metal looks good. A little dirty from the tree up there. That's all right. Let's check back here. Looks good. And I screwed these down, right? I think it was on Thursday even. So that didn't fall down this time, so that's good. All right. Everything looks good. All right, so let's go stain that board for the anniversary letters, and then we'll try to see if we can get the metal done. And then I'm gonna start working on those lights. That's what I'm gonna work on, is the culvert. I don't know what to call them. The culvert lights. One of these days I'll pick up the mess that's in here. This has kind of become the metal area, metal scraps, and all right, and my hiding spot for the present. All right, so I think I mentioned this. After burning it, the stain I'm using is mahogany flame. That's the color of our wood deck at home, even though it's aged and darker now. But if we replace the wood, it's actually a really nice color. Kind of has that reddish orange in there. That's the same color we did the locomotive. I think I may have mentioned this, but the locomotive windows in the locomotive door and the windows both we did with this color, and I think we're going to do the whole interior this color as well, just to be a little different from the train station. And actually in this video that is uploaded and might be airing tonight, I mentioned, so episode 83, I do mention in there about using this kind of this old wood treatment that you can use to make wood look older but still treat it really well. And that's was a tip given by the guy that we bought the minecarts from Yuma. Alright, I'm starting on one prototype here already, and basically, let me take it off, I'll show you. I'll show you with the new one. Take this in, and it bent. I actually brought the torch just in case it was hard to kind of get it. I didn't know, but it was super easy, is my point. Super easy. Bend it over, and it bent real easy. So what I'm trying to do is get both bent. So here's what it was, and here's what I'm at right now. And this will just fit over the 1-inch pipe, and these are 1 1/4 straps. Double strap, double screw strap, I guess they call it. And then I'm really wondering if I could have went even bigger. So that's why I wanted to do one. So what I'm gonna do is pinch it here. You know what? So 1 1/2 would be just enough to really get it around that. And I would have time too, because I could paint it and get it ready tomorrow. I am going in there. So I'm going to be going in there anyway. Maybe I'll grab a 1 1/2 instead. I'm going to be in there for an interview. I got a job interview. It's going back into the industry that I did for several years, being a community manager. We'll see. A lot of my experience is down the valley, so you get to know the type of landscape and all that. So I'm learning up here on landscape, which would be the best way to learn is to work with these vendors that work for you on these projects. You just ask lots of questions. So I'd be excited to learn, some of that stuff. But I've said in prior videos, it is definitely a negative industry. I kind of liked it. I feel like I was pretty good at what I did. I still keep in contact with some boards out there that still wanted me back, kind of thing after I left. But yeah, I can't go back down to the valley. It's just too far of a drive, unless it was remote options. What I was going to say is this company is based in the mountains. It kind of serve a lot of the mountain areas. And they didn't have an opening, but I sent my resume to them anyway. And I got an interview out of it, so we'll see. But they didn't have any openings for this area that we live in right now. So we'll see. Maybe they're just entertaining to see for future. But Janee did go back to work, so I need to go back to work. And I wasn't sure if I should go back in the career full-time type job or even just try something part-time around here. So we'll see how this interview goes, if they actually do need somebody or not right now. We'll go from there. So anyway, that's why I'm going to be in town tomorrow. And then, which, as you know, that means this project is going to take more time. So now we're probably talking a few years out to finish, but we'll work on it on our days off and evenings and when we get a chance. A lot of it too in these projects is waiting for stuff to dry, staining boards and that kind of stuff. Many friends have asked, well, why don't you just get something started in the building? And as you see, our building is gutted already. It's turned into a shop, basically. Well, it's nice just having all this here ready to go. So when we come down here, flip the lights on, plug in the tools and go, versus, trying to do everything out of a box trailer or something. So it's nice having the shop for right now, and that's why we're working on more of the outdoor kind of stuff and just get it done. And then we'll do the final and work on the interior. And part of that too is there is some permits we got to work out that we want to do for the exterior that we can't get away with doing ourselves. Or we can do it ourselves, I guess. We just have to get a permit for it. So we got to get that figured out, and with design changes and all that, I'm trying to push that to the last. And then when that does happen, maybe we will hire somebody to do some of those, because it's going to be some big stuff like the extension that we're going to be doing right here that goes out about 5 feet. That way it makes more of a grand entry. And then we're going to be doing a patio cover that goes out like 12 feet further out. And that's going to be our main entrance for the door. For the front door. This doors, as you saw in designs, get switched over to that side. So I probably need to do a design update video. But we do have a design out there. It's changed a little bit from when we started. I think it's one of our early videos. So if you guys want to see, if you're watching this now and want to see some of those, our overall concept that we're doing. And the county really liked the plans, and they would have taken my plans right then and there. If in fact, it's getting kind of torn up because we have people stop and check out the train a lot. We end up telling them what we're doing, and so the paper is getting kind of torn up a bit. But there's our plans right there, a whole set of them. But because it's commercial, they want us to have an architect sign off on them. And our quote on that was like $1,800 back when we were having them do everything. And then kind of learned since then from others that there's certain things we can do, cosmetic kind of stuff. So the things like the electric panel, in fact, I was thinking about this because didn't I say in the video it was supposed to be done it was over a year ago, and then I think about Labor Day weekend, I think. Not Labor Day, that's coming up, Memorial Day, around that time, so a few months ago, he was going to come in and do this panel for us. But since then, haven't heard from him again, and honestly, it's been so hot, I would rather him work on this when it's cooler, because I want to help him out too and learn it, try to learn some of the stuff that he's doing with this panel, and I might be running some wire and stuff to it as well, so it'd be easier to do that, especially with the outdoor side of it, to do that in the fall, cooler time. So maybe we'll try to pick him up again before Thanksgiving. The permit that we did get for that, it's good for 6 months. So I think it runs out probably around Thanksgiving time. So that was because I think we got it in May. So whenever 6 months is from there, can't count right now. All right. And yeah, that's the panel I'm talking about. So if you watched previous episodes, you've seen it. This is where the restroom was, and it was a very small restroom. And that panel, it wouldn't be in code to what it is today. This is an older building, I believe in the 80s when this building was built. So to have it near any structure, anything, it'd have to be, I think, 3 feet, if I remember. So he's going to actually turn the panel and put it outside, like most do these days, I guess. And then on top of that, we have to have a bypass panel if we do an upgrade because it's commercial now. So we got to do that, and that would allow us to put a sink on this side, extend this restroom out probably about 2 feet, and then even extend it out that way about 2 feet. So it's going to be a little bit bigger with a toilet and a urinal. And then I've learned since then too, with the septic, they have to account with the formula and how much flush would be expected, kind of deal, I guess. They have those urinals that are no water urinals, and now it makes sense, especially up here. You see them a lot that you don't waste water and don't fill up your septic. Down the valley, you got usually on sewer, but up here it's all septic in this area. So that makes more sense to not have to have extra water going into the septic. All right, so with that said, and then I don't know if I shared with this on a previous video. Where's that light? On the previous video or not, but we may be doing porta potties outside over in this area where the trailer is right now, where we were gonna have the trolley parked. Now I think we're going to corral that area and do a cool spot for porta potties that can be serviced right from the road. That road's an easement that's on our property, so it's not officially a state or county or city road. It's private with easement. So we could service right up to it and then and make it look better. I'm not talking like cheesy porta potty area. We'll make it cool, looking, even though it's porta potty still, but still do something with it that just makes it look at least cooler. So put some lights and things back in there, hand wash station. All right, let's start on this fun. First thing I'm gonna do is try to get these little metal slivers off a little bit better. It's not terrible, but done. Looks good to me. Okay. Alright. Then what we're going to do is get this board. Okay, so yeah, we can just circle, pull it over, or cut it out right here off the edge. And I should be able to get plenty. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So they are touching as best I could all the way down. Got 12 circles. And this one is just barely off. So that's one that it'll just be tucked in there. Throw some caulking in there or something, right? You won't even see it. It'll look good. All right. Now I gotta cut all these out. Fun. Got them all cut out. This one, when it dropped, it must have hit just right. Little crack, but it's okay. I can glue that back together and it'll be stronger than it obviously was before. So, all right, so now I got to think here. I don't really want to sand these. I can either, so these are going to be, put together like this, and I could clamp these and then doesn't fit like perfect, do they? Yeah. So they got to be in the right, because they're kind of on the oval, so it would be nice to get them together somehow. So either screw them together or glue them together, maybe with screws, and then I can use the big grinder and just get all this kind of rounded out a little bit nicer. It's still gonna be rustic, which is fine. It's what we want. So I could do that, and then it's not like perfect though. So if I was to press it, I mean, I can clamp them all together. Alright, so this is the best I can do. Glue in between every other sets of twos, and then you can use the grinder on the sander there to really kind of clean all that up once it's glued together. That makes it more of a nicer block to work with. So, but I can't imagine, I mean, I did the same hole all the way down, and still the cuts are, what I should have done in hindsight, so if I do it again, or if you're watching doing something like that, I should have marked them in the position all the way down before I cut them, because then I could just easily find out where the true match is, because these circles were not perfect circles at all, and it's okay for this rustic project. But that's what I would do. All right, it is pouring outside. I'm gonna go home. Dog's probably wet, so go home and call it a day already. I don't feel like I got much done, but I think I'll work on another video. I'll work on episode 84. Might as well do that. All right, it is Tuesday, back in the commercial. It's August 13th, and it's in the afternoon. So I had my interview today. I think it went well. We'll see if I start working, going back doing some of the same career life that I had before, just different environment. Well, it's community management, so we'll see. And I guess if this is shown, that means I probably got it. All right, today we are going to start taking this stuff off. And I am going to, first and foremost, get the anniversary gift done and ready. So the heart that we have and have had, this has been sitting in at the house So the question is how do I sneak it back in assembled without her noticing the heart being gone, right? So I'm gonna give it to her tomorrow. I could put it back and then just when I give her the gift, let her know I just need to add a little something to it, the little hooks to it. So I could do that, then wouldn't matter. I'll think about it. I'm going to start working though on getting the letters done, and I need to get the clamps painted, so that's got to be the first thing. So I'm going to take this part. This is glued overnight, so hopefully all that turned out fine. It should. That was on tight. But if I have any time, I'll work on this. Otherwise, I'll come back tomorrow morning and work on this next part. So let's do that. All right, let's get to work, Rhett. Okay, here are the letters. A little tacky still, so pretty nice. This will probably be about here. Okay, there is one thing that I don't have yet, and it's supposed to be in the mail, I think, tomorrow, or the next day even. So I don't know. I may have to hold on the full display anyway. So yeah, maybe I'll let's see what I can get done here. Sometimes Amazon, when they deliver this stuff through UPS down the valley, I mean, within a few days you have your package, but up here it takes a little longer, anywhere from 5 days to 2 weeks. This one, for whatever reason, was just over a week, I think, week and a half. So it says it's supposed to be here Thursday originally, and sometimes they show up unexpected, like a couple days early. So hopefully, maybe I'll get it today. Worst case, obviously, is tomorrow, but then maybe I can hang this while she's at work tomorrow. So, all right. Okay, let's see what we're gonna do here. Okay, so first step today is let's get these clamps bent. Let's see if we can get it bent around that 1-inch post or pole. I can't talk today. Okay, I've Got the cameras on. All right, I'm just trying to assemble this a bit, and then I can paint, final paint, and then it's basically ready. So I'm gonna pre-drill and put these little rope hooks in it. As far as length goes, this can actually come up, this can hang lower. I think that might be a good contrast. So I'm just kind of getting an idea of where these are going to go first.